am a princess. Proven resilient in negativity and crisis, emerging stronger and stronger. I am a princess. I am a princess. This was the mantra I kept on playing on my head back in 2013. There I was, a few thousand feet above ground, aboard a humanitarian aid helicopter, nauseated and exhausted from almost 24 hours of travel from Asia to Africa. Wearing a headset, carrying only 10 kilograms of luggage and tons of anxiety. In a few minutes, I will be landing in Yida, South Sudan, the refugee camp I'll call home for the next 3 months before I fly to Ethiopia on another project. My main goal? To set up a fully functioning laboratory in a 60-bed capacity hospital for the 60,000 population of refugees. But my main fear was if I can survive this kind of setting, being a transgender woman. Living in a refugee camp means that you're giving up all the convenience of your basic lifestyle. In Yida, we only use latrines and shower under the stars with no hot water. Our breakfast would consist of digestive crackers, peanut butter, jam, and a report that at least 2 people died the night before from our hospital. The sub-Saharan weather would create scorching winds and piles of dust, while the monsoon rain would bring muds that are way above your knees. At night, we were always told to check for scorpions and snakes before we go into our tents. Now imagine living in that kind of situation and having that constant fear for your safety, that if someone realize that you're transgender, that you can be killed by just being who you are, to be questioned of your identity, to be stripped of your dignity and humanity. This is the constant crusade that transgender people and other gender minorities face in our daily lives. I'm quite fortunate because I have as what they call passing privileges. People can't really tell that I'm transgender unless I would disclose it to them or they would look at my documents. And being 5'10", 122 pounds, my friends would usually tell me, you know, instead of working in the laboratory, you can be just a model. And I would tell them, no thank you. I would rather be nerdy and help the needy. 3 months in Yida was fast. I managed to set up the laboratory, train local staff, and now it's time for me to go to Ethiopia. Being from the Philippines, I needed to apply for a visa. The process for the visa was smooth until the end. When the secretary was reviewing the visa and my application documents, she was a bit confused. She went to the consul and in a few minutes they called me back. Apparently, what happened was, since my documents all states male in my gender marker, I used that in my filing my application. However, when I was being interviewed by the consul, he changed it to female. So they were both confused and asking, why is it different? And I told them that I'm a transgender woman and I cannot change my gender marker back home. They didn't say anything other than for me to come back the next day, which I did, and the day after. And after 5 days, they finally told me that they cannot issue the visa because I don't have enough work documents. They stripped the visa from my passport, gave it back to me, and I went home. That moment reminded me of those instances that I was stripped of a lot of opportunities, even though I'm very capable just because of my gender identity. When I went home, my office told me to submit again my application in our South Korea office, so they will file it to the Ethiopian consulate in Seoul, because I didn't need to go on a face-to-face interview. I was given the visa in 2 days and eventually managed to go to Ethiopia. My resilience helped me survive that discrimination, the refugee camp, and finally help those refugees. Because resilience is the fuel that would guide us towards stereotypes, prejudice, and discrimination. Resilience creates miracles, changes mindsets, and corrects mistakes. And resilience is being able to wake up in the morning with a purpose and decide to continue on playing on that table, even though you think you're dealt with the wrong cards. Continue playing those cards. Be a princess. Prove resilience in negativity and crisis. Emerge stronger and stronger.